What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and today we have to talk about the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. It was a great day. I mean, I feel more enlightened. I feel more just kind of calm, like there was like a weight that was lifted off, right? Obviously, besides the opening or the opening of the day, right, which was basically saying, hey, we want to try to dismiss Amber's case. That was never, I wanted it to happen. I think all of us wanted it to happen. I think the judge kind of knows where this is going and is giving Amber every benefit of the doubt that she possibly can. So, of course, Amber's thing was kept in. Plus, as people have been pointing out, if you drop Amber's counterclaim, right? So if you go to the jury when they come back and you say, hey, Amber's suing him back for defamation for the $100 million, we dropped that part. So now you're just deciding this first half, this first part that we were talking about for 5 weeks, you automatically make it very biased towards Johnny Depp. Like if the jury hears that, they say, oh, so you found, so a lot of that stuff is lies, there's this and that, which there is. A lot of this stuff is just so stupid in terms of forecasting that she's going to make $50 million in 5 years when she made $10 million in the 9 years previous. It's a joke, which we actually learned today, right? An absolute joke. But that was the general idea. So after that, obviously, we just got witness, just all these people that can just put a sledgehammer on the stuff that Amber's team was doing. Mainly Spiegel and Arnold, right? The lady that was comparing her to Jason Momoa, Gal Gadot, they're pretty much in the same stratosphere. And then the Spiegel guy who called Johnny Depp a narcissist and all that kind of stuff, who flipped out multiple times, that guy. Today has, and as I always do, there's about an hour left, actually slightly less than an hour this time. So I'm almost caught, I am caught up as of when I'm recording it. I'll make sure, when I'm answering you guys in the comments, I'll have watched the rest of the case. It was a real good day, though, because we got everything you kind of needed. You got, hey, how they kept saying that Amber had damages? Yeah, no. She had, much like, really what's funny is the same kind of plot holes that injure her story everywhere else, injure her everywhere else, right? It's the same theme. When you have, hey, you had the money, the $7 million for 13 months, and you didn't do anything about it, why not? And then she says, well, it's just an answer, right? Well, your shining star moment in Aquaman, which we talked about yesterday, is a complete joke, and a lot of the witnesses today just kept hammering out, it doesn't make any sense to compare her to any of these other people. But also a big thing is there's another gap, the same gap, really, with not the exact same time period, but in the time she had the money, right? She had the money for this period of time. Why didn't she do it? We don't really know. Also, her claim to fame, where was it? You claim it was the Adam Waldman statements that killed her career, but she starred in Aquaman almost like 16 months before that happened. So if you're saying this was her springboard to bigger and better things, where were those things in the year and a half before the statements? And the answer is nowhere. She got The Stand. That's the only thing that happened. And The Stand, she got $200K per episode. So, okay, you got The Stand. You got Aquaman 2, in which you made $2 million. They weren't going to renegotiate. They weren't going to give you more money. What became clear, right, with Warner Bros. Seems to be this. They really don't like renegotiating. They're not going to renegotiate unless you're the star. If you're Jason Momoa, it obviously makes sense for you to renegotiate. If you're Gal Gadot, it makes sense to. Plus, you don't know their contract. Maybe it was an option. Maybe it was at the end of a contract and they had to renegotiate. You don't really know what happened with those two. But even if you want to believe they got to renegotiate and Amber didn't, well, there's a big difference between them, even though they want you to believe that Amber is in the same stratosphere as them, which they're not. When you think of Gal Gadot, do you think of Amber Heard? No. Jason Momoa? No. Chris Pine? That's laughable. These are laughable. Zendaya? Ha! Hilarious. So that was really what today was all about, right? Just the fact that she's nowhere near the stratosphere of these people. There's a theme of, okay, well, you're so popular, and you're going to make $50 million in 5 years, and yet where is that going to happen? Like, how is that going to happen? Because also, and a very good point, and I didn't really even think of this point much until today as they kept saying it, just because Amber Heard's, and we talked about this, so Amber Heard makes $2 million in Aquaman 2. Just because you make $2 million does not mean $2 million is your new low offer. it means it's your new low offer for movies like that. So if she makes more, which her side even lean into that with that guy who objects to himself and he itches himself all the time, the guy who is awful, they continue to be awful because they actually walk themselves into the argument of, okay, so here's how you do it. How does Amber get the $50 million? Well, okay, she doesn't get it through television because television assumes she's going to make $1 million per episode, which pretty much nobody on the face of the earth does that except for a handful of people. Amber is not that handful of people. She will never be. She never was, and so we can just throw that out. Advertisements. She's not going to make $50 million off of advertisements. Okay, so movies. So $2 million is her new low. Well, that's not true. $2 million is the new low for movies that star her as Mara. Really, it's just Mara in a super, or not necessarily, I guess, right? If she swapped over to Marvel or whatever, if she did a superhero thing, $2 million would probably be the new low. Okay, I would agree. I mean, I agree with that. I think that's true for like a Johnny Depp. If Johnny Depp makes 20, 22, 25 million, so long as the budget can withstand it, that's his offer. But if he makes a thing like Minamata, if he makes a thing like, I mean, you could probably just pick smaller projects he's done here and there. They're not going to be the 20 million. He has a different price for that because the budget can't withstand it. So Amber, it's the same thing. So if you expect her to make 50 million, how many Mara movies do you expect to make, sir? And that's what I noticed. And really, I didn't see anybody else talk about that. They walked themselves into that argument where it's like, well, you know, she would make like $2, $4, $5, $6, $7 million per superhero movie, right? Isn't that possible? Yes. So she's going to make 2 superhero movies a year. You can make 2 movies a year, but who do you know? And I know a lot of actors, not personally, but I mean, I know a lot of them. I watch a lot of movies. I watch a lot of shows. Who can you think of that does more than 1 or 2, 3, 4 superhero movies a year? Unless you're one of the core Avengers, like Chris Hemsworth, like it's possible. Like if you're in like a Guardians and then you're in a Thor and you're also in Avengers, like Infinity War and Endgame, like yeah, you could probably be in quite a few, but not even that. I mean, maybe 2 a year, but probably only 1. So in what world is Amber being Mara or a Marvel character? She gets cast in something. How is she doing? How is this possible that this could happen, right? And I know this is a long tangent, but I mean, this is just so ridiculous. And that's really her entire thing. It's ridiculous. Once you get past the point that she's the abuser and he didn't touch her, which we haven't really talked about that in days, but I'd just like to throw that in that she's the bad guy. Once you throw that out, you get to, well, was she actually harmed? Look, of course she was harmed, right? The idea that I don't think she was harmed immediately, and I think inside the Hollywood circle, she was not harmed, but the issue is she is unlikable. She doesn't actually have talent, and I do think, generally, her lack of starring in things is because of her talent. It's because of her as a person. It's not, as much as I want her to get canceled because you canceled him, and actually she's the one who was in the wrong, and she's the one who did these bad things, so you should cancel her, you should fire her from all this stuff. They actually didn't. I believe Warner Bros. Because they're stupid. Warner Bros. Is a disgusting company. We've talked about it before. They were going to get rid of her, not because of the fact that she actually did all this stuff, but because of her chemistry issues, which is laughable. Like, I laugh because it's like, wow, they think she sucks. Like, Jason Momoa and her don't get along. They don't look like they're a couple in the movie. That's hilarious because that's a big blow to her ego, right? She thinks she's this big movie star, and no, actually, you suck. So I like to hear that. But the reality is she was protected for years in Hollywood. She was protected because she's part of Me Too. She's the face. She, all this stuff. You can't hurt her. So the fact is she actually wasn't. But of course, we know that we don't like her. We know that Twitter. So like that stuff, when they bring in the tweets, it's a tough stomping ground because in reality, but yet again, most of the negativity towards her, I think, has come very recent. There has been pockets of it throughout the years, but I do get a little dicey when it comes to the tweets because, like, I mean, yeah, there are a lot of people online that don't like her. We're not Russian bots. We didn't form some sort of, like, hit piece mob, like, organized by Johnny Depp. Like, we're not, you know what I mean? Like, the way they try to organize Johnny Depp fans is hilarious. We're some sort of, like, hit piece. I don't even know what you want to call us, right? It's like, that's hilarious, but there is some truth to the fact that nobody likes her. Does that mean? But so there's a couple balls you have to juggle in the air. But at the end of the day, again, I think she was protected. So these damages things is ridiculous. It's insane. She wasn't actually she was damaged because of her. She's not a good actress, so she doesn't get roles. And not even that. Even if we don't want to pick on her too much, you don't have to. You don't have to. I'm being a little mean, and that's fine. But you don't have to do that. Realistically, like if you want to star in a couple movies and you make a couple $1 million, fine. But you're suing him for $100 million, and your closest confirmation to that is this person who's this agent who doesn't know that Robert Pattinson is Batman. She doesn't know Chris Pine was what his role was in Star Trek. She doesn't know anything. And she says, yeah, she's lost like 45 to 50 million based off nothing, based off of things that don't exist, based off of a career trajectory that you can't actually do like that. And still, that's not $100 million. So why is she suing for $100 million when the closest thing you even got to was 50, and you got 50 from nowhere? It's not like you even came up with 50. At least with Johnny, you can easily, like, yes, he's still making millions of money a year, but you have to also think, like, everything he's made has back pay. So Pirates, like, is constantly earning him money, even when he's not filming them. Not because of, like, Six. Like, he's not going to get paid if Six gets made and he's not in it. But, like, all the revenue of past Pirates, they're always coming to him. So he is going to make money. So that aside, you can easily see where he's lost money. If he does 2 movies a year, even average it, 20, 25, 30 million, say he would make on 2 movies combined, not one movie for 30, 40 million. Say 2 movies, average, he makes 20, 25 million a year. Well, already that's over 50 million. Then advertisements, maybe he does a TV show, whatever, and you lose all that money. He's realistically lost 200 to 400 million. No doubt in my mind he's lost 200 to 400. Amber probably has lost, because of acting talent, 5 to 10, maybe. And of course, but again, she wants to place blame and all that stuff. So, like, it's not even close. So it's a joke, and I can't imagine the jury sees it any different. I mean, I don't want to believe it because it's just so ridiculous. So that was today. There is still, the finishing last hour. Tomorrow is game time. Tomorrow, I believe Johnny Depp is, like, listed on there. I don't know if they'll get to him, but Kate Moss is tomorrow. Jennifer Howell, I think, is tomorrow. The Russian flight attendant story, she's tomorrow. So tomorrow is going to be good. We'll talk. I can't wait for it. So, as always, let me know what you think. We'll have the video tomorrow, Thursday. Friday, I'll be live streaming, and I'll have a video. So we'll do quite a few things Friday, and then we'll see when the verdict goes in. Obviously, I want to cover it, maybe make a video and live stream that. So we'll definitely do more as the week goes on. Thank you guys for watching. I super appreciate it. I appreciate all the support. It means the world to me. And I hope to see you all on the next video.